There have been more than 11,000 reported incidents of disability hate crime in England and Wales in the last year.
I've been assaulted, I've been groped, I've been burgled, but being spat on is really the most hateful. It was insidious, that's the word I was looking for.
Why is disability hate crime on the rise? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be talking about disability hate crime. Last week I watched the news and I heard that a new report found that incidents of disability hate crime against disabled people in England and Wales have doubled in the last 4 years. More than half of incidents involved an element of violence.
United Response and Leonard Cheshire have been working together for the past few years to try and understand why rates of disability hate crime are rising. And we found that in the last year, there's been 11,224 instances of hate crime reports.
Despite this, there's a low prosecution rate.
Only 1% result in criminal charges.
This is shocking and disgraceful. Stalking and harassment are the most commonly reported forms of disability hate crime. What is disability hate crime? I'm going to read a definition that I found online. Disability hate crime is any incident or crime which is perceived by the victim or any other person to be motivated by hostility or prejudice based on a person's disability or perceived disability. It's said that a vast number of people who aren't disabled are attacking and harassing disabled people. Disability can happen to anyone at any time of their lives, and disability doesn't discriminate. Just because disabled people may look different or act differently, it doesn't give anyone the right to abuse them. We have feelings too, and disabled people should be treated with dignity and respect. Why is disability hate crime on the rise? These are some of my thoughts and other factors as well that I've read about. There's a misconception by many non-disabled people that disability benefits are huge, when in reality it isn't enough to live on. Disabled people often have higher expenses as well. Some non-disabled people think that disabled people who have a car through the Motability scheme are given a free car, but that isn't true. If a disabled person has a car from the Motability scheme, then this is exchanged from the mobility component of the disability living allowance or personal independence payments. So this is deducted from their payments. There's also a stigma against disabled people who aren't working when there are many non-disabled people who aren't working as well in society. Many disabled people do work, but some can't work due to their disability or the barriers that are put in disabled people's way. For example, this can be accessibility issues such as a lack of step-through access or a lack of access to disabled toilets. Also, many disabled people are treated unfairly in their workplaces and face a lack of reasonable adjustments in their workplaces, which means they can't do their jobs efficiently. This hinders disabled people from working in many cases. If disabled people are given the same opportunities as able-bodied people, then disabled people will have a fairer chance to succeed in society. Another factor contributing to disability hate crime is the jealousy to the perceived perks of being disabled, such as disabled parking spaces. These are not perks, and disabled people need things like this in order to live their daily lives and function. Also, some non-disabled people have irritation or angered by the fact that disabled people have access requirements or need equipment, for example ramps to trains or buses. This is ridiculous because disabled people need equipment or access requirements in order to get to places, go to work, study, live our daily lives. It's not our fault that the world isn't built with accessibility in mind. Additionally, I read that perpetrators of disability hate crime are often friends, family members, acquaintances, carers, or neighbours of the disabled person. And this makes it complicated for the disabled person because they trust the person and they think it's a genuine relationship. Perpetrators can be strangers too. Hate crime incidents as well increase in frequency and severity and often gets progressively worse. Many disabled people don't report hate crimes because they had a bad experience previously when they reported a hate crime, and hate crimes are often not dealt with properly. There also could be barriers in reporting the hate crimes. So, the number of incidents of disability hate crimes are actually higher than the official figures are stating. How can disability hate crime incidents be reduced? I think there should be more education about disability in communities, schools, colleges, universities, and other institutions, and also in workplaces. Disabled people should also have the opportunity to share their lived experiences so other people can understand what it's like to be disabled and about the issues that we face. I think it's also important for disabled people to share their experiences, such as online, because many people can also reach it that way. There needs to be more representation of disabled people in the media. This would help reduce the stigma of disability, and people will get used to seeing disabled people in many different positions. Additionally, I believe there should be more coverage of disability-related issues by journalists in the media. This would also help to raise awareness. Another thing I recommend is that people shouldn't stand by when someone's committing a hate crime to a disabled person, and they shouldn't encourage any bad behaviour. In addition to this, the two charities that conducted the research, Leonard Cheshire and United Response, have called for police forces in England and Wales to have a disability liaison officer. They will support the victim from the point of them reporting it all the way through to the prosecution, so this would hopefully result in higher prosecution rates. I support this idea. What can you do if you witness a disability hate crime? If you see anyone who's being mean to a disabled person or attacking them, call them out on their actions. And if you don't feel comfortable approaching the perpetrator, call the police. Also, you should support the victim. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you learned something new about disability hate crime. Like the video and comment down below if you have any experiences about disability hate crime or just your thoughts generally. Subscribe to my channel if you're new and hit the bell to get notified when I first upload new videos. I'll see you in the next video.